Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have been doing carpool all day, so I've gotten behind schedule here. But I did, this late in the afternoon, I did want to start you out with a good tweet, and that is from Crypto Bull, XRP to $15 next month. So here's what I would say to that. XRP to $15 next month if ... okay? Look, if this case gets over with, I'm all on board. I'm on board that $15 train, maybe $20 to $30 train. So let us pray. That would be something, wouldn't it? All right, I wanted to show you this. This is a cool little chart here. It really puts things in perspective. Look at that chart. Top 10 coins excluding stable coins. And it shows you their rank and then what they are and the date that they hit the all-time high. Now, folks, I've been doing this. I've been in this since 2013. Been doing this channel for over 3 years now. And as you go down this list, I'll call them what they are. This is a meme coin with no significant utility other than speculation. This is a meme coin, same thing, same story, Shiba Inu and Dog, okay? Both of those have hit their all-time high in 206 days or less, okay? Then you've got a couple of what I would call legitimate digital assets, like Solano. I can't remember what this one is. I'm not going to. Cardano's right here. BNB is Binance's thing. Even Ethereum, Bitcoin. Even though these two don't work, they're proof of work. I'll call them legit for the purposes of this. But all of these things, all of these that most of them have defects. And in fact, I would say that pretty much all of them except for Cardano, Dot, I think might be. I think that's Polkadot. That's legit. And then Solana. And then maybe this one, but these and the meme coins, and it's kind of like, yeah, but all of those to me are, yeah. I would probably put Solana and Cardano at the top of the list. But the one that I've been studying for over 3 years, the one that has been laying a foundation above all of these, the one that was the first to the party, the one that had smart people and real investors and worked with regulators from the beginning, the one that was there from the very beginning, right after Bitcoin, maybe even around the time of it, before Ethereum, that one has not seen its all-time high in 1,426 days. And you know what is more bullish than that? The answer is nothing. It's the only one being sued. Even for the SEC, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and I have nothing against any of these coins in terms of owning. None of them, the SEC seems to think all of them are okay, except for this one that just can't seem to hit its all-time high. You want bullish, I give you bullish. That's it. Now, reminder, this was tweeted out by NYDIG, and they're doing this. Anthony Bertolino from iTrustCapital is going to be there. They've got someone from Fidelity Digital Assets. This is tomorrow. So and they've got a link. If you go to this right here, at NYDIG_BTC, they've got a link where you can go and sign up. I'll be in there myself, or I'll plan to be in there. Okay. Then there's this. I saw this right here from TAIG, Aaron Wright. He found an old Aaron Wright. Now, Aaron Wright, remember who that is? That's the guy from Cardozo Law School. He was one of the chairs of the Brooklyn Project that was SEC sanctioned, what Charles Gasparino did the story on May 10th, 2018 on. I tweeted this out because what this is him talking. This is after the Ethereum free pass, him talking about how he's hosting a fireside chat with the SEC and William Hinman, okay? This guy's with the Brooklyn Project, and he's sitting on stage with Bill Hinman, okay? So I tweeted this out to Charles Gasparino. I said, hey, Charles, Aaron Wright is another person that would probably love to speak with you about the Brooklyn Project, which they told you was SEC sanctioned, and its involvement with Bill Hinman and the Ethereum free pass back in 2018. They're looking for people to talk to. There's one. Okay, then Charles Gasparino tweets this today. Listening to this person, Spaces, talking on his new crypto idea. Interesting point made about how Bitcoin is decentralized now, but it wasn't when Satoshi ran it. Same for Ethereum. So then why is Ripple being held to a different standard? Gary Gensler and Jay Clayton should explain tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow they're both going to be on stage at this DACOM summit. And then Eleanor Terrett comes in and says, looking forward to attending the DACOM summit tomorrow, featuring Gary Gensler, Chris Giancarlo, and Jay Clayton. I have so many questions. Then Gasparino comes in and says, my sources tell me that a prominent member of the XRP community will be showing up to Gary Gensler and Jay Clayton fireside chat tomorrow. Should be interesting. And somebody asked me if it was myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to answer that question. And the reason I'm not going to answer that question is because what fun would there be in that? And I'm not even saying I'm a prominent member. I'm just saying I'm one of the people out here who does a YouTube channel and tweets out during the day. But I think there are much more prominent members. But who knows? Who knows what might happen tomorrow? Okay, but it's interesting nonetheless. Then he goes on to Fox Business. Listen to this. Hold on a second. Let me turn my volume up because the volume is low on this video. This is from Ripple Eye.
Conference tomorrow. It's in New York. It's put on by a company called Solidus, and here's where it's going to get really interesting. It's essentially a fireside chat. Two of the people next to the fire will be Jay Clayton, the former SEC chief, and Gary Gensler, the current SEC chief, who are neck deep in crypto regulation, particularly against XRP and Ripple. XRP is the cryptocurrency started by people associated with Ripple. Ripple is being sued by the SEC. Clayton sued him his last day in office for selling for people associated with the company, including its CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, selling XRP, and it should, they believe it was a security. They say, the XRP people say, no, it wasn't, it's a currency. They said you weren't registered. They sued him, huge case. It's going to set the tone, essentially, for crypto regulation. And you're going to have the two principals of that case on stage together. Gary Gensler is moving forward with this case incredibly aggressively. You know, Jay Clayton, last thing in office, we've written a huge expose on the SEC Ripple case and the regulatory implications on foxbusiness.com. You should check it out. Ellie Tarrant and myself, her biology did amazing reporting. We spent the better half of a month or 2 months digging this stuff up. And here's what we understand. There are going to be XRP people and a prominent XRP person at the fireside chat, grilling both of them on certain questions, including why was XRP and Ripple attacked by the SEC as a decentralized, as a centralized network. It wasn't decentralized. Thus, they were Garlinghouse and company were selling securities that were unregistered. Why didn't you do that with Bitcoin and particularly Ethereum? And I'll tell you, this could get a little rowdy tomorrow, and that's why I'm sending someone other than me. I don't want to get caught crossfire.
Or are you scared?
I'm scared. Yes.
The crossfire. Interesting stuff. Now, okay, so I wanted to show you something. So this, I went over this earlier. Today, Grayscale announced that they were announcing the Solana native token for Solana through Grayscale. They created the Solana Trust. Okay. So I went back and I grabbed their tweet from back, let's see, this was January 5th, right after the SEC suit dropped the lawsuit on Ripple, okay, and they tweeted this: XRP was removed. There was an XRP trust, so it was removed from the DLC's funds quarterly review. Okay, so they removed XRP in response to the SEC lawsuit. In other words, the SEC saying that's a security. Well, so I tweeted this with that screenshot. So Grayscale, you dropped XRP after the SEC suit came out. How can you add Solana without the SEC giving you clarity that Solana is not a security? Doesn't this open you up to tremendous liability? And then I went further and I retweeted that to Hester Pierce and Gary Gensler. Hey, Hester Pierce, Gary Gensler, have you given Grayscale clarity on this without giving the rest of market clarity? In other words, have you given Grayscale clarity on Solana, or are they just going to list it and wait for you to find them or slap them on the hand? Doesn't that open Solana up to extreme, or Grayscale up to extreme exposure? And then Tom Emmer tweets this: withholding approvals for Bitcoin spot ETFs only shows the SEC's baseless and wildly inconsistent approach to regulating crypto. Okay, and here's what he was tweeting is from this guy. This guy is VP Legal for Grayscale. Okay, last night our attorneys at Davis Polk sent a letter to the SEC arguing that approval of Bitcoin futures-based ETFs, not Bitcoin spot-based ETFs like GBTC, is arbitrary and capricious, and therefore in violation of the Administrative Procedure Act. Okay? Now there's two things to get out of this, folks. The first one is, so Grayscale cannot move on converting this GBTC into an ETF, so they're complaining to the SEC about it. Well, they didn't complain to the SEC about creating the Solana trust, and we know that they had to discontinue the XRP trust, so it has to mean that the SEC gave them approval on Solana, thus saying that Solana is not a security. How can we deduce anything else? Well, there's another thing in this tweet right here that should be very important to you. Do you remember the video that I played for you? What are the chances here, folks? This morning, I played for you a video. In fact, I played for you this video of Joseph Grunfest. Listen to what he says.
I don't know, Dan, do you have a solution to that?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what centralization means, right? And I think that was the Hinman speech with Ethereum, which I know riled the markets again, right? Because he was effectively saying that when it came out, it was a security, but then it became decentralized over time.
But right, but if the Chinese government can force a hard fork in Bitcoin, how is it that Bitcoin is decentralized by any rational definition of decentralization?
Yeah, the standards, again, it's just like I said, I mean, the standards aren't clear. But one thing was clear, Joe, to your point, there was a pretty declarative statement.
The only thing was clear that they made the statement on those two, but everything else is unclear because it doesn't make any sense. And these are three educated guys, and none of them can make sense out of it because it doesn't.
Bitcoin is not a security. Ethereum's not. But, sorry to touch a sensitive point, but XRP is, and you kind of, it does hurt the brain when you go through and try to parse these things out.
When hurt the brain is another way of saying arbitrary and capricious.
Now, from looking up the definition this morning, so now I've heard this term. The words mean things, folks. I've heard this term 2 times in one day, and I don't think I've ever. Well, I've probably heard the words, but I've never heard them. Maybe I just haven't noticed. But I hear it 2 times in one day. It has a very specific meaning, folks. This is an accusation by attorneys. This is the legal, you and I, since we're just YouTubers and Twitter people and social media people, we would call it what it is. We would call it abuse of power. But that's what this is legalese. This is attorneys out there. This is their way of saying this is an abuse of power, what the SEC has done. And I think that this legal term really means something. I think that's why they're all starting to use it. I think it's a scary word for people like Gary Gensler that have those positions. It should be very scary for a Jay Clayton. So then I also retweeted this guy's tweet, the guy who's the VP of legal for Grayscale, and I said, he sent a letter to the SEC complaining about the SEC position on spot ETFs. So he obviously can't move forward. Same day, Grayscale moves forward on Solana Trust. Did the SEC give them clarity on Solana? Grayscale dropped the XRP trust because it's a security. The SEC thinks it's a security, but now they're adding the Solana trust. Now, in this regulatory climate, not in a million years would you think that Grayscale would just say, screw the SEC. We're just going to put it up there and then we'll worry about them later. Is the Grayscale going to do that? I don't think so. So I think Hester Pierce is supposed to be one of the good guys at the SEC. Hester, I've tweeted it to you. You haven't answered it. Have you guys given clarity on Solana? Are you going to give this market? You can't just give it to Grayscale behind closed doors. Your job is to give it to the market. Let the market know so that we don't just have a bunch of insiders that know what's going on and what's going to happen. What in the world happened to this country, folks? I mean, really, what in the world? Now, I wanted to briefly mention this. This was weird, came out of nowhere. Meta's David Marcus, creator of Embattled Diem project, to leave the company. Down here, and I didn't even know this was going on, but it says Diem faced pushback from lawmakers and regulators when it was announced. I think it was called Libra back then. And then Marcus's departure adds more uncertainty to Meta's digital payment push. But anyway, they're acting like Meta is facing all this negative stuff, but I haven't heard any of that at all. And then out of nowhere, you get Mark Zuckerberg on saying this.
Yeah, so I'm very optimistic about kind of crypto and Web3 and that whole general direction. I think it's still quite early compared to what it's going to be and its full potential. So, all
right. So he's bullish. He's all for it. And it's also interesting to note that he used the term Web3. When you hear Web3, you need to think about the people who worked to get the Ethereum free pass and to get the Ethereum monopoly, not just Ethereum as a commodity, but also a monopoly on DeFi, right? And a monopoly so that they could have a token factory, a money printing factory. That's what it was about. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family it was all about trying to create a freaking monopoly all the way around for Ethereum. And none of them will talk to this day. There's a reason for that.